Hey everyone, it's been a little bit. As usual, I've been working a whole bunch at work. That's going to slow down a little bit, so I'll get more done in the shop. So I'm working on the Malibu again today. The plan is today is that I'm going to try and get the dash back together. I got my little speed box in from Speed Hut gauges. It's a box that converts the VSS electronic signal from the transmission to a cable drive unit to turn my cable drive set up on my stock factory 81 gauges. If you watch any other videos, you know that the engine's running now. It's alive. I've got to straighten up the interior. It's a gigantic mess. I got to jam a seat in it. I'm hoping, so today is Saturday. Had a flight lesson this morning, and now I'm spending the rest of the day working on the Malibu. Next Friday, I'm going to spend the day working on it, and then hopefully next Saturday, a week from today, is going to be something I've been looking forward to. I'm going to put it on the trailer. I'm going to take it over to my friend's shop, and he's going to put exhaust on it and do a front end alignment, a few little things like that. That is actual mechanic shop. So I'll show you what I've got here for parts, and I'm going to start working, and I'll give you guys some updates along the way. Yeah, so this is my interior, which is a big giant mess. One of my things today is that I'm going to try and straighten this out. Now I do have these, I've been on the fence about this stuff. I've got these Autometer Sport Comp gauges that I had it here from before when it was a small block. And I started looking at buying all the stuff to make them work and connect them to the LS engine, and I decided I don't think that I really need them at this point. So I think I'm going to omit them and save them for another project right now. I've got to put this all back together, as you can see. I don't have my shifter bracket for the transmission in yet, so I need to straighten this shifter up a little bit, but I can't connect it, unfortunately, underneath the car. So I'll take you for a walk to my trusty 55 Chevy workbench, and you can see I got wiper blades. I'm a little ahead of myself there. This is my ignition switch, which I need to change today, and this is my Speed Hut box, which I haven't opened yet. I guess this is kind of an unboxing if I can do it single-handedly. Maybe I'll get the tripod. Okay, so this is my Speed Hut box that I got in the mail. I guess this is kind of probably as much of an unboxing as you're going to get on this channel. I haven't seen this thing. I don't know what it's all about. So this one, the reason I went with the Speed Hut speed box, rather than the Dakota Digital one, is because if for whatever reason I decide that that I'm not going to hook up to the VSS signal, it has a GPS unit in it that you can use, and it comes with a little GPS antenna. So this is the box, which I need to. It's an expensive little box, which I need to mount somewhere behind the dash. This cable, it's a clip-on style cable for a GM, will go into the back of my speedometer, and what happens is you put 12 volts into this, and you have your signal from your vehicle speed sensor, and it drives, there's a little motor in here, which will turn this cable, which in turn the cable turns the, this little inner cable thing here, turns the wheel on the speedometer, and then I get a speedometer signal from my VSS. So this is like a $400 touch, but it's definitely should be the right thing for the job. I don't throw stuff all over the place. So it looks like I've got some wires to figure out here. Obviously one is going to be positive, one's going to be ground, and one is going to pick up my VSS. This one goes to the GPS antenna here, magnetic antenna. I have no idea what the rest of them do. I'm going to have to figure that out. So that's one of my things for today. I'll show you what I have under the hood, and that I have to wrap up there. And I kind of like to get headlights in it as well and make sure all the taillights are working. So under the hood looks like an engine. I have to get rid of these wires. I got to figure out what's going on there, get rid of that. I have the headlight cups over there. I've got to put them in. I've got a new grill for it. I would ultimately, it's last on the list, but like to put a face on this thing with some lights and headlights and signal lights and all that stuff. So we'll see if I get that stage or not. But I'm going to start on the inside. I think that's the best place to start, because I need to get this to where you can actually move stuff around, put the seat in the other side, and have it resembling something. Okay, so I've got the ignition switch replaced. My turn signal looks like it still works. So what happened with before, remember I couldn't turn the key if you watched the video of my startup, and what happened was this collar here rotates when you put it in gear. When it's a factory floor shift car, this will rotate whether the arm is here or not. And what happened was this thing here, for whatever reason, thought it was still in gear, so it wouldn't turn the key all the way. So I've adjusted that. Well, I just twisted it. And then, but in the process, I had broken the tip off my key, and this whole barrel's not really that great anyway. So now I have a new one. So now I have new door locks, a new ignition key for everything across the whole car. So now I got to find a steering wheel. Let's see what I got. I've got one in mind that I had for using on this. And I can't find it unless it's up on those parts up there that I can't look at right now. So I'll just, I noticed this one here is the same pattern as the hub adapter I have. So I'll carefully remove this from the wall, and I'll probably install this one. It's not a very, there's no dish to this one, so I'm not sure that this one will stay, but it's going to serve the purpose for right now. The one that I have, actually, I don't know where it is. It's the same one that I have in the 57 truck, only it's black in the center. So I've got the hub adapter, I've got the centerpiece, I just can't find the wheel itself. I'm not sure what I did with it. So this wheel's going to go, this wheel here is going to go on it for now. And that's something, because I kind of destroyed this one taking it off, and I don't want it on there anyways. So I will attempt to put this on and see how it goes. Maybe the stock wheel goes back on. I guess we'll find out. This is the lock plate tool. This was a Princess Auto special for me. It goes on like that and depresses this lock plate. So you can take off, there's a little ring that's right there. If you want, you can do what I did. There's lots of YouTube videos out there that show how to change the ignition barrel. I don't need to show you that. That's what I did. I just searched quick, and that's what I've got. So this is that clip-on cable that I said, so I got to remove that cable. I do have all LED bulbs for all in here to replace all these bulbs. So I got to do that too. So I'm going to progress with trying to get the steering wheel on and then start looking at the rest of that crap. I might pop this cover off here, the Malibu Classic cover that goes across. If I remember correct, there's some space behind there. That might be a real good spot to mount that that Speed Hut box. I'll see what I come up with. Hey everyone, it's the next week, maybe? I don't know, it's been a few days since my last update on this video. I've done some work on the Malibu. I'm getting ready to take it for exhaust. It's going tomorrow to my friend Greg's shop in Lindsay for exhaust and a few other little details. I'll probably get a different video of that. I'm making a little bit of progress with wiring and the speed box install, the The shifter stuff has been done. I've had some help from Chris. He came over. He owns I think it's a 78 or 79 Malibu, and he's pretty familiar with these things. He came over and helped me do some work on the front end of the car. He put in the grill and the marker lights and stuff like that. He's coming over later today. Another guy that owns Malibu stuff that has a heater box for me asked if he could come up and hang out, see the shop, and yeah, I take part delivery. That's great. So he's coming. So it's going to be a little bit of a party. Hopefully we'll get some work done. I can show you what I've got going on. I've got some mess to clean up. The dash is mostly back in. The speed box is in the radio. I put it in where the radio is because there's enough space there. I tidied up a bunch of wiring. The shifter cable is connected. I still can't find my shift knob, so I don't know. I'm either going to have to try and buy one or make one or something. I don't know. Yeah, so under the hood hasn't changed much. Today I'm hoping to, I've got to clean up this wiring, just make sure that nothing's going to catch fire. We've got the center of the grill in, marker lights are in. Yeah, that sucks. That's the steering box. Don't pay attention to this, I have to fix that. The steering box is puked. I knew it was leaking before, 10 years ago. So imagine that. Put pressure to it and it still leaks 10 years later. So this is largely unchanged from the last video. This is where some changes have happened. Don't mind the tools, but if you look in this pile of tools, there isn't a lot of parts to install. It's mostly parts that have been installed. I've got the shifter with some fat mat. Cables all ran. I can't find the knob, as I mentioned. Steering wheel's on. This is the one that I found on the wall. The dash is in. I still have, I apparently left the connection for the defrost switch hanging, so I got to pull a little bit of that back and fix that. This is my check engine light. The speed box is hiding. Let's see if I can show you. No, because my battery's dead in my light. Speed box is right there. It's all wired in. The cable goes to the end of it. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is like a Rhino liner bed lining that the floor is done with. So that should help with sound deadening, as well as I'm going to cover the whole floor with this Dynamat fat mat. It's not Dynamat, it's fat mat stuff. Yeah, so that's the inside. So cool thing, I was hunting around for some sort of, it's going to make a battery bracket. If you looked in my other video, I made a box that's underneath this battery, and it's set up to have the threaded rod J hooks come up. And I thought, well, I wonder what I got kicking around. So I was gonna look. I looked through my Corvair parts, and I thought maybe I can take like a late model Corvair battery bracket, like a 65 Corvair battery bracket, and use it. I thought I'd have to modify it, but as it turns out, it just sits perfect on here. And then it has this little raised handle area, which my positive cable can go underneath, and that'll be great. So that solves that problem. As mentioned, the marker lights are in. To do the heater box, this is going to have to move out of the way. I've talked about that enough. So let's go look at the list. Here's the 55. I've had some requests for updates on the 55. I'll probably do an update video. There's not a lot happening with it as far as work, but I have collected some parts. So I'll do an update on it sometime. Let's see if there's anything I can take off the list. So, shifter, done. Battery, it's there. Titan collectors, that's done. So this, oh, coolant, I have some in it. So so that list is done. Front harness, just more or less done. Inside wiring, I'm going to call that done. Shifter's done. Grill and lights we're working on. Headliner interior I don't need right now. Trans cooler lines I haven't done, but it's just looped. I'm not sure if I might get Greg to do that while he's there and just run some steel lines. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So I've also been talking to Dave Scott from Scott Rod's YouTube channel. Check him out. He's does some nice work. He's only a couple hours from here. His big rush has been trying to get his car ready for safety. And you know, it's kind of funny because that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not going to have everything ready for safety this time, but the plan is that he's going to look it over. We got to do an alignment on it. The exhaust. He's going to check out to make sure that everything that I've got is on the up and up. And then I'll bring it back in the spring when it's running and driving. Well, it is running and driving. When it's more of a car, and he can do a final inspection and write me a safety. But yeah, it's getting pretty close. Once it comes back from that shop, it's going to be largely just assembly. So that's good. When this is out of here, it's going to be gone for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. Getting the exhaust and a few odds and ends done. When it's gone, I'm going to do a big cleanup in the shop, move some stuff around. I've got a lot of stuff laying around, a lot of cars. I've got to get more ready for winter. Actually, let's go out and look at that. So there's some junk in here. The Mustang is not mine. It's another story. I'll probably do a video on it maybe. It needs to go up on the lift. That's all Malibu parts on the lift. So I got to get those Malibu parts down. Obviously, I need that seat like now. And then the Mustang is going to go up on the lift for the winter. Get covered up, battery tender, all that stuff. It's a pretty nice car. I'll probably do a story on it sometime. Yeah, so that's my junk here. It's kind of snowy and crappy because we're in Canada. And Malibu 55. Okay, it's been a long day. I had Chris and Jeff stop by for a little while. They're members of the GCO, G-Body Club of Ontario, I think it is, Facebook page. Both really super guys. Jeff brought me a heater box, very fair price. He also brought a lot of information, a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Chris came and worked for a little bit before he went to work, which was kind of nice. Put in my headlight buckets and stuff. And we had to tighten down the front header panel. That's it. Yeah, so it was a good visit. Good bit of work. I came back out to work after they're done, and I'll show you what I've got going on. So they've gone, and I'm left with a car, mostly. You can see I've got part of my grill in. I'm missing the this light that goes, this lens that goes right here. So I got to find that somewhere. I have one. I just don't know where it is. I have a seat. I have my two Recaro seats are in there. They need good cleaning. I've half wiped the dash, so that's good. I did start it and move it a little bit under its own power, which is kind of neat. It dragged the back wheel by the look of it. I'm not sure if my e-brake is too tight or what the story is there. I'll figure that out. So everything is off the list, on the running list. And this list, yeah, it's got some work, but that's okay. So The car is pretty much ready to go. It has wheels on it. That's good. Maybe I'll put some air in the tires before I go. It's pretty much ready to go to Greg's shop for exhaust. And I think that's going to be a nice touch. I'll show you the heater box that I got from Jeff. I've put it in the back seat there. It's a complete heater box. So that's kind of nice. As you can see, I put a little bit of fat mat under the shifter. I think I talked about that. I'll sit in this thing here. Oh, I did LED lights in here. Boom. There you go. There's LED lights in there. One right there. It starts and runs. Imagine that, just like it's supposed to. Very loud, extremely loud. Open headers will do that. Yeah. Oh, I'm missing a screw, apparently, I just noticed. The horn gives me power out there, but I don't have a horn, so I got to find one of them. And I think that's it for today.